Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks so much for joining this Q&A session. We're also gonna have a special day today to show you a demo of our cloud native town metaverse, so we can show you a little bit what we've been working on to create a collaborative environment for teams to come and share and learn together as a team on different topics, and of course, a lot of content CNCF companies pushing their innovations and private rooms to engage among people across industry, from telcos to banks to healthcare companies to Seven Nations as part of Learn with Nick. So stay tuned. In about 12 minutes now, we're going to get started and give you a little bit of early view of what we're going to be launching next week. The first Cloud Native Town Metaverse. Stay tuned. Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks so much for joining this next Q&A session and special demo today of our new cloud native metaverse that's going to show you a little bit the plan of this new engagement we're going to be launching next week with this virtual world that is going to have a lot of content coming from Learn with Nic and the show, but also from a lot of different CNCF related companies to be able to share their innovations, what they've been working on, create a community around different topics like DevSecOps, cyber, zero trust, architecture, contracting, agile contracting, and so on. So you're going to find a lot of great people between telcos, banks, healthcare companies, and 7 nations working together to learn and be able to keep up to move at the pace of relevance on this cloud native world. Is going to be open to everybody and free to use. So it's going to be a great space to engage and discuss. So stay tuned. We're going to have a demo of that new capability coming out next week, and we'll take your question as well. So if you have questions, start with a Q in the comment section below. We'll take questions live as well. And stay tuned for another 7 minutes. Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks so much for joining this next session of live Q&A. We're going to have a special day today also to show you a demo of our cloud native town that we're going to be launching next week, where you're going to be able to see effectively all the CNCF companies sharing their content, also engage with people to discuss different topics, different deep dive on technical challenges and culture and acquisition related topics. So it's going to be a lot of great content for people to share. People will be able to contribute additional videos, and companies will be able to promote their events. We're going to have live events, live Q&A events. It's going to be completely free to use, both for you guys and for companies to promote their content as well. So stay tuned for another 3 minutes and we'll get started. Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks so much for joining this next session of live Q&A with Learn with Nic. Today we're going to be covering a lot of different topics, but first we're also going to show you a live demo of our new Cloud Native Town product that's going to come out next week on Gather to be able to create a community of CNCF-related content and bring all these companies to promote their innovations, but also be able to have a place to come and engage and discuss with customers and people using these open source capabilities to see what works, what doesn't work. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to show you a little bit what that's going to look like next week before we do the announcement. And we're going to also have the first ever federal industry day on that platform at the end of November, where we're going to have pretty much 400 people live to be able to interact with all these companies and be able to discuss what's going on in the industry with federal government customers and see what sticks, see what works, and keep up with the pace of relevance. So if you have questions before that, of course, we have already a lot of questions from social media, but if you do have other questions that you want to ask us, please post in the comment section below. Start with a Q, and we'll be taking your questions live as well for this hour. Now, if you have not registered for the show, do that at inthenickoftime.tv. You'll be able to receive an email for all our announcements and videos. If you missed, of course, Learn with Nic is live now with learnwithnic.com. You have 50% off for military, civilians, and veterans, and 20% off for up to 3,000 people now for Let's Beat China. With a coupon code Let's Beat China. So check it out. You also get a 10-day free trial to play with the platform and be part of that community of learning. Now, we just released actually yesterday. That's a good example of content we released every week on Learn with Nic. You'll see 2-hour plus video on Service Mesh Istio 0 to 60. Thanks to T-Trait giving us this great content. So check that out. And for people that are using, different platform, please also try on YouTube. I know sometimes YouTube is just easier than the other players. So I know sometimes people send us a note, complaining about the latency. So give it a shot on YouTube Live. If you go to my Nic Chaillan page, you're going to find the link there, and you're going to be able to engage directly on YouTube. So usually the easiest way to do that. Now wanted to share a couple of additional things so you can get a little bit of a background on what we've been working on for the last few months now. We just launched the Learn with Nic in the Nick of Time store. So let me kind of show you what that looks like if you've missed it. We have this store store.inthenickoftime.tv. All the profits go to the Fisher House for this quarter. So please go and buy some fun t-shirts. It's all, of course, for fun, but all the profits entirely all sent to the Fisher House for this quarter until February 15th, where we're going to pick another nonprofit. So every quarter, we're going to pick a different nonprofit, and we're going to come up with different designs. If you have ideas of design, send us a note on LinkedIn so we can create new t-shirts and have that on the store. Now, also wanted to introduce this metaverse, and instead of showing you a screenshot, I thought I'll do something different today. And we're going to give this a shot by sharing my screen and showing you effectively what's going on here. So let me do that by sharing my my screen and show you what that looks like in real life. How about that? All right, so let me bring it up on the screen. All right, so you should be able to see it now. So for people that have not used Gather before, Gather is a metaverse product. Kind of looked like Zelda back in the day in 2D view from the top, right? Pretty cool, fun design. And what you see here is effectively a world where you can have 500, 600 people live and interact with people in different rooms, different settings. And so you can see what people do. You can, if you get close to someone, you can have a video chat with 5, 6, 7 people, like a Teams meeting or a Zoom meeting. But you'll see we also put content in the rooms so you can interact. We have games, we have private rooms with different topics. So let me show you a little bit what that looks like. Okay, so let me see how this works in terms of sharing this. So I make sure it's all moving for you guys. I'm going to put it here. Here we go. So there we go. So now if I show you a little bit of the different spaces, right? First, when you enter, you have a little bit of information on what to do, right? And here's Sibila with us, so she can walk with us and follow me, and she can also right click on me and follow me and stuff like that. So of course I can share my video, I can talk to different people. But here, if you go to a video, you can push X and you have the video that can play, right? So let's first see a little bit the space. So we're going to walk here. That's where we're going to have our live events, 500 plus people. All the Nick of Time events will be here. But at the same time, what you're going to find is people with the right approval, and we're going to give approval to some of you, right? You can come live and share your story, share what you're working on, maybe ask people for information and questions and feedback. And so by walking here, I can actually do that by walking on the stage, and then I can become a speaker. And here, see, I'm effectively now broadcasting to up to 100 people here. So that's pretty cool. And so that's the live event space. Here we have learning rooms. Okay, so what you're gonna find here, and let me show you something pretty cool. Okay, I'm gonna show you something. You can double click on a space, and it's going there automatically. But here is something we've done. So all the world is in space, right? So we picked the space theme, and here I have space suits, right? So if I take a space suit, now it goes a little bit faster, right? So I can move, and it's just a little bit faster. But I'll show you why it's kind of fun. Here we have what we call the learning path, and it's in space. So it's a spacewalk where we have organized the content and videos in order for people to understand and really capture all the essence of the learning we learn with Nick. So you can go around and see all the videos in order and keep track of new videos. So for example, if you go up, you'll see that we just posted this new Istio video, 0 to 60 with Istio, and we can just tap X and play it here. So see, the video pops up, right? So that's pretty cool. That's my spacesuit here. So you'll see teleports here. So I can go into that teleport and go back to the beginning. I can go back to the entrance here. But let me show you what the learning rooms look like here. Okay. So let me also look at the questions we're getting at the same time. Okay. So the URL is going to be cloudnative.town. So cloudnative.town. Okay. So check that out. I'll put it here. All right. So let me show you the rooms, right? So we have compliance rooms, rooms about case studies, cybersecurity, acquisition, operations, culture, architecture, service mesh. We have Kubernetes, AI, ML, right? So we have a lot of different themes. And in there for now, all the Learn with Nick videos, but we're going to have a ton of video. If you want to have your content and you have a great video explaining something about any of these themes, we'll be putting your content, if you're okay with us putting it there. So reach out to us if you have YouTube videos you wanna put on there. Now I can go back to the entrance just by going into the portal here. Let's take a look. So we saw the learning path, which is a spacewalk. We saw the learning rooms. Let's take a look at meetings here. So in meetings, what you're going to find is they have private rooms here, and we have different objects. Here is a whiteboard, right? So if I tap on the whiteboard, you'll see that it's going to load, and I can create an account if I want to. Otherwise, it's just keeping it here. And I can do a canvas, so I can do notes, and I can share with people. I can have 5, 6, 7, 8 people, and share different piece of information. It could be working on a new project, and all that good stuff. You also have private rooms here. Okay, so let's say you want to go and meet with people. You can say, hey, meet me in room number 1, or meet me in room number 4 here, and you can walk in, and now you can chat among yourselves, and no one can hear it, right, other than you guys. And then here we have games. So each of these little box are a different game. Okay, so we have a lot of fun stuff. So you can go to each of them and see what they look like. Top 4, whatever that is. Night Werewolf. There's poker games, card games, and whatnot. Fishbowl. So some are single user, some are multi-user. Okay. So if you want to try this out, by the way, you go on cloudnative.town, and that's going to be how you connect to the environment here. And you don't have to create an account. Okay. But the link might be wrong. So if you oh wait, I have a Nic. Here we go. So let's see. I don't know why I'm getting a Nico. I think interesting. Oh, I know why. It's because of when Sibida follows me here, I guess I can hear what she says. So, and she's listening to me, so I hear myself. So here also so the cloudnative.town is our demo environment. It's not the one I'm on now. So let me, for people that want to go in now, let me try to put the link on. I'm going to put it on LinkedIn, so you can see the link on LinkedIn. Okay. Right here. Okay. So check it out on LinkedIn. Tell me if that works. I know Gerald, you wanted to check it out. So if you want to try it, just go on that link here, and you'll be able to join us. Here we go. Gerald is here. So let me show you a few more things. Okay. So we have games in there, right? We have meeting rooms, private rooms. Now, if I want to go to the CNCF space, we have a special world, and that's going to grow. We're getting content from so many companies. But here you can see, and by the way, you can zoom in and out, with your finger, right? So you can zoom out, zoom out. So here I have a bunch of rooms, right? And each company can have, their team there to answer question, and they have their content with different videos, and it just plays there, right? And some companies have a point of contact here. If they want to interact with you, you can just do that here. You have the email to connect with the team and discuss and all that good stuff. So if you're a company and you have good content, or if you know companies that will be interested, send them the information. They can send us their videos, their logos, and we can just create a space for them. Some companies are creating dedicated rooms, much bigger than that, right? Where they're going to have different releases, different information there. So it's going to be a lot of fun. People are going to be able to share, have their content, customize a space. You can add a bunch of stuff. You have different decors, different designs. Here, for example, we have an American flag. You'll see it's some spaces we have different designs. You can navigate with a keyboard, or you can just click, with the mouse. It's designed, by the way, for laptops, so don't try on cell phones. It just doesn't work on cell phones, unfortunately. So Gerald is here. We see him up here. Is talking. Is going to the speaking space. So anyway, it's just wanted to show you a little bit of what that's going to look like. Obviously, when we have a bunch of people, and obviously with the subscribers of Learning with Nic, we're going to get a good 3,000 people. and people can go into different rooms. Let's say I want to talk about SRE. I can go in this room and wait for other people to come and join and talk to me about the stuff. There's automation, CI/CD. That's rooms. People can come and interact. If you have content, of course, like I said, we can put it there as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun, I think. At least we hope it's going to be a lot of fun. Let us know what you think. We can improve stuff. We can change design. We can change layouts. We can add stuff. Right? It's very easy to do that. That's really our first version here. And see, when I get close to Gerald, the video starts. Right, so we could video chat here when we get close to each other. If we're in the same room, we can do that. So anyway, it's just fairly easy to use. Right. Should The only downside, I guess, is they don't support mobile. But nothing we can do about it. So yeah. Let's see what else we got here. So I showed you the games, I showed you the rooms, showed you the spacewalk with a space suit. That's pretty cool. Here, you can get lost. Oh, we're gonna hide stuff, and if you find it, here's a plant we put in the middle of the space, and we're gonna do some goodies and send you T-shirts and stuff. So we're gonna hide stuff, and there's gonna be a code you're gonna get, and if you find it, then you will get a T-shirt. So anyway, it looks like on YouTube again we have all dear spammers. Don't they love spamming people? I don't know how they do that all the time. I'm gonna try to ban them. So let's see. By the way, if you have questions about the tool and the product here that we just showed you, I'm gonna block this user here, remove, put user in timeout, and boom. Okay, so I kicked him out. Always people wasting our time. So if you have questions, go on one of the chats, comments, and we can answer comments. By the way, there's a chat here in the world. So see, Gerald says I'm here, and I can answer hello. And you can talk to just people nearby or in the room or everybody, right? So keep in mind, if you want to have a private meeting, right, you can go to the room and always go back to the teleport, because it's just easier. If you go back to the teleport, you can easily get to where you want to go. And if you go in the room 1, by the way, I can ask people to follow me, right? So if I click on Gerald here and I do right click, I can locate him on the map. I can follow him, or I can tell him to follow me. And now he's going to get a pop-up, and he's going to tell him, do you want to follow me? And that's going to come in. So you can see now he's joining me, and now he's in the same room. And so we could do video chat now and interact and talk and have a meeting. So it's going to be completely free for you to use, so you could have your meetings there, and it's just a more fun way. And then if you want to customize your space, you want to make a private room, I can help you do that, right? So if you want to create a dedicated room, and you want to bring your people, your friends, and maybe you want to have a group about I don't know, GitOps, right? And you want to talk about GitOps, and you want to make a fun room about GitOps, we could do that. We could create a room. Of course, we want to keep it IT centric, right? And no nonsense, no politics and whatnot, right? So you can create a room, and I can give you access to edit the room and create your own design and your own background, and you can put objects and whatever it is you want to put there. And then we, everybody can go in there. So, all right. So Austin was asking a great question here. So I'm going to take some questions, by the way, now. So feel free. I have already quite a few on other social media as well, and LinkedIn. So let's see what Austin is asking. Where do you see the largest dip in skill set in the cyber security field? Well, I can tell you the issue you find in cybersecurity as a whole is that most people are compliance-centric people and know very little about the technology and actual cybersecurity. And so a lot of people are focused on, checking boxes and being compliant with different requirements. And they don't really understand the underlying of the tech stuff. And so you're going to find that they answer yes to questions, and then you deep dive. I did a lot of assessments of grid companies and the water companies when I was at DHS, and also federal agencies. I did I think 27 of the federal agencies when I was at DHS. And so we got to really interview a lot of people and ask them the different questions on basic things like asset management. And so you say, hey, do you keep track of your asset management? And they will, yeah, we do. We track our assets. I'm like, okay, so you track assets, your laptops? Yes. Okay. Your mobile devices? Maybe not. Oh, what about your cloud assets? You keep track of your VMs and containers and things. And so the more you dig, you start finding that no, they don't, right? And so if you just ask the question broadly, they're going to say yes, and then you start digging, and it's just not true, right? So it's often not malicious. It's just they don't know what they don't know, right? And so I guess the biggest gap is really real technical cyber people. So it's a pretty broad problem, and you find the bloated terms, right? People talk about zero trust now, and I can tell you it's just completely ridiculous, right? That's why we did this great session, debunk zero trust, right? Because people are still kind of struggling, right, with understanding the pitfalls and the key aspect of zero trust. So I think what you're going to find also is even the technical people are still stuck in the perimeter defense, and with the shift to GitOps and the shift to automation, right? And the more we're not gonna have humans in production, and the more GitOps is embraced, where you need to have people in Git to make changes in production. All these cyber runtime people that used to log into Linux and patch the system now have to do it in code in Git, and then go through the CI/CD pipeline to deploy the change. That's going to drastically change the way they used to do business. And so there's a whole new set of people, right, with the site reliability engineers. And what you're going to find is that's probably the biggest gap you could find, right? So that's why, in fact, let's take a look here. If I take one of these cool spacesuit, we have here started to do some videos, right, on operations and trying to educate. And we have quite a few now, right? Here you're going to find, let me zoom in a little bit. Site reliability engineer, right? What is risk and error budget? What is observability? What is the blameless postmortem? Toil and toll budget? What is a SLO, SLIs, SLAs? And most people, don't understand these concepts. And so you're going to see, cyber teams start to shift, right, into this universe of GitOps. And that's probably the biggest gap, right? So, and by the way, Ruben, thanks for joining and taking a look at this. I love to get some content from Microsoft so we can populate your section. You can think of it as a trade show pretty much, except we're not just selling stuff here. We want to have small interactions with people. And so here in the CNCF space, right, love to have a Microsoft space. We do have Oracle. They gave us stuff, Red Hat, right? So we're missing you guys, and I'd love to get something to put there. So we're going to expand, this is going to expand and become huge, right? Right now it's small rooms. What we're going to do, some companies are giving us so much content. We're going to create an elevator here. There's going to be an elevator here, and you get in and you get into a whole flow just for this one company to share, like, releases and what they're working on. And, they could have keynotes, events there. And some wants to use this as a platform to announce releases and features and come to events, right, where they explain what they've been working on and what the new release is going to have in terms of features. So that's pretty cool, So let's see what else we got. By the way, if you have questions, always feel free to ask on the comment section here. And Sibra was asking, can we integrate this with Detective Custo or the Cyber Align Learn games? It depends, right? Some website block integrations. So we have to check on a case by case because they use iframe, right, to inject the site and some website block iframes, and so then you cannot have it in the game. So it would be a pop-up, right? It will be a new tab, which is fine, right? But it depends. Or we can ask, the company to whitelist the domain of Gather Town, so then it can be integrated as an iframe into the game. So yeah, that's cool. And Ruben is here, so hopefully, and you can see you can customize, of course, your character, right? You can do fun stuff there in designs, and trying to pick what works for you, and who you are as a person. So it's always fun. Um, let's see what else we got. So someone was asking, how do we send you stuff? I'm going to put the email here where you send the stuff. It's info@preventbreach.com, info@preventbreach.com. So if you email us, right, and you say, hey, we have this video, we have this content, send us an image, send us, the video link. It has to be ideal on YouTube or some video platform, right? Otherwise we have to post it on YouTube ourselves. And yeah, then you can go and play and try the stuff. Obviously we want to avoid making this a sales pitch space, right? So don't abuse it. I can already see some companies try to do that. The goal is to be a technical place and a discussion and engagement place. Sure, I mean, obviously you can end up talking to someone that wants to try your product and play with stuff, and that's fine, right? But the goal is to create a community, right? And I hope you like the space theme and the space suit and all that. It's pretty cool. But let's see what else we got. So yeah, so use that email to send the stuff, okay? And by the way, these rooms here, learning rooms, have all the Learn with Nic content. But if you have other content you want to have, right, let us know. We can certainly post it there too, okay? So don't forget to let us know if you have either companies or others that want to send us stuff. So I'm going to write down that we need to also put the t-shirt website on the metaverse, right? So we'll do that. It's going to be obviously more fun once we have a bunch of people, right? Right now we haven't even launched the site, by the way. We gave you the link, but and see how fast I go compared to you because I have the spacesuit. If you have the spacesuit, it takes you forever, right? So, and you can take one here, you can take one here, so you can take them at multiple places. You just go on top of it and you press X, right? So pretty easy. And see, when you come close to me, then we could video chat. So it's fun. All right. Any questions about any of this stuff? And here, by the way, we're gonna do these live events, and we're gonna have a schedule. You see here at the bottom here, we can have a schedule. So here, I can announce different events, right? And so if you want to be a speaker and you want to talk about different things, see how fast he goes. Look at him. He looks like Speedy Gonzalez. So if you want to be a speaker and maybe share some of the work you've been doing and you want to go on the metaverse, we can give you access, for free. It's no cost. And you'll be either on StreamYard, like I do now, if it's more than 100 people. Otherwise, you go here on the platform and you can walk here and stream, right? And now I'm talking to everybody, right? But it's only 100 people. So that's kind of the limitation of the streaming on the platform. Otherwise, we would put you on the screen here and people could watch you here, right? So that works too. So yeah. Let's see. So yeah, if you have ideas, of any content, any partner, we'll take it. We want to make it as inclusive as possible. No bias. It doesn't have to be open source. Could be CNCF related, right? So yeah. By the way, can someone tell me if you go to cloudnative.town, are you redirected to the right site or are you redirected to a different site? Because we updated the link, and it seems there's a cache issue. Some people are being sent to the old version. So if you go on the cloudnative.town, cloudnative.town, I love to know cloudnative.town like this. If you go on that address, does it redirect to the same address that I just gave you before, this one? It should just be a redirection. Okay, perfect. It's not the case on my freaking laptop. I guess I have a cache issue. I don't know how to, it's a redirection, shouldn't be the problem, but, correct site, perfect. Cloud Native Town, that's going to be the name. I hope you like the name. You can always change it, but that's what we got so far. So we're going to have a lot of companies coming and doing events. If you know people that want to come and do an event, also reach out to us, info@preventbreach.com. On my LinkedIn, you can just talk to me directly. Quite a few companies already reached out to us, so we're going to start the schedule. And the goal is to launch this next week. So I'm going to do a LinkedIn post and announce it, and people will be able to just go and use it anytime. So what else do we have? So let's go to the questions we had on social media. I need to pull it up. So just a second. We have a lot, 22. So it's tough because it's across different platforms between Twitter, Facebook, and Learn with Nic, and even here with LinkedIn on the comment section. Let's see. So for people that I've seen, I'm going tomorrow to the Pentagon to meet with the DDCAO team to talk about Zero Trust and see where they are on Zero Trust. So it's gonna be fun. We're gonna do a deep dive on Zero Trust and see what's happening there. What's the latest? So the question: what's the latest video you posted? So the latest video we posted is this one. I'm gonna show you. I guess it's gonna be easier. It's this. I'm gonna take the car and go straight to see it. So that's the Istio. It's a longer video. It's not our traditional format. We already had a service mesh video, but this is a deeper dive, right? People were asking us, hey, we need to know more about the Istio, and so we did a Istio 0 to 60. It's a kind of a 2 hour 30 minutes video. Okay, so check that out if you want to know why service mesh is an essential piece of your cybersecurity. Okay, so Austin has a great question here. Where are we going to form an AI ML perspective? Are humans one day going to be obsolete in security? So yeah, I think what you're going to see already, by the way, is nations like China are using now AI ML bots, not just for basic discovery and scanning, potential targets in cyber offense, but they started to also use AI ML capabilities to do early lateral movement. It's not as good as humans yet, but what they do now, of course, they vastly automated the scanning and discovery of assets on the internet facing IPs, website, whatever, right? TLS certificates, outdated stuff, right? Scan it for CV, scan it for ports open, all that stuff is pretty basic. That's automated. Doesn't even need AI stuff, right? But the stuff they're using now, next generation stuff, is more about, okay, now we got in. How do we laterally move to the crown jewel? What do we see on there? What's it on there? And so where they're starting to use some AI ML automation there. So that's pretty scary, So I guess my fear is not only humans will become obsolete in defense, but in offense too. And now it's going to be whoever has the best AI capabilities to compete with one another and defend and protect the network and attack it. And so that's probably a 10-year away future, but it's happening faster than I thought. And particularly in offense, I think you find a lot of automation, and it might not always be AI, fancy AI, but it's automated, and so it gives them a scale that you've never seen before, and that's pretty scary, right? So something to pay attention to, right? Let's see. What other question we have on LinkedIn here? I have too many windows, Yeah, so people ask me, so I got appointed as an advisory board to Honest. For people that don't know Honest, check it out. It's a great company, CI/CD tools, GitOps. They have this STO tool to be able to track your security stack and automate all that. I mean, there's so many pieces of the puzzle on Honest. Check out honest.io. We have a video on the Gather platform. They have chaos engineering product. They have CI/CD feature flags, right? The most favorite aspect that I really like was the security testing orchestration, STO, where they automate the orchestration of security testing. So very cool stuff, so check it out. But the question, I guess, from people was, do I still have do I still take engagements, I guess. And I posted yesterday, I said, I have one spot left because I'm removing one of the companies I'm helping. So I'm going to take another engagement. So I do, but it's, I'm not inexpensive. And I honestly had about 200 companies reach out to me. So, but yes. Next week, by the way, we're going to have Zach Butcher on in the nick of time. We're going to talk about, so he's one of the founders of Istio back at Google, now at T-Trait, head of product. And we'll talk about the Service Mesh future. And the week after that, we have my friend Greg Tuhill, the first federal chief information security officer, Fed CISO. And he's now at director of the CERT, US CERT. And is coming to share his vast journey, both in the government as a general in the Air Force, to the Fed CISO, to DHS, the Fed CISO, to Appgate on the commercial side, the Zero Trust company, to now the CERT. So it's going to be fun. That's in 2 weeks. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Yeah. So people that missed it, we have the last Tuesday, this Tuesday, we just had this decentralized communication in the nick of time event with Matthew Hudson, I can't pronounce it, from Element, part of the Matrix Foundation, the open source decentralized chat. So check that out if you want to do decentralized chat. Honestly, this is just a game-changing capability. I was shocked to see how powerful this is, and I sent it to the team that's building the MPCO, the mission partner environment for the Air Force and Space Force. So hopefully they wake up. They still use XMPP, old school chat, old school stuff. So, all right, what else we got on the chat here? Oh, t-shirts, yeah. So so thanks for so many people ordering their shirts. We use a company to take care of everything from refunds, and so don't reach out to us. We don't even know who buy what. Okay. We don't have access to even your name. So if you buy a t-shirt, at store.inthenickoftime.tv, all the profits go to the Fisher House. We don't see a dime. We don't see who buys what. So we can't thank you because we don't know, but we also don't take your emails or anything like that because we don't know anything about the buyer. So and they do the shipping, they do the handling. So if you have an issue, return, or if it's the wrong color or whatever, there's a bunch of color. If you have ideas of designs, send us the stuff to us, because that we do, right? We can build the next generation of designs. We're going to do a new nonprofit every quarter. Okay. So Fisher House is until February 15th. So help us, so we can donate as much money as we can. And I bought a few t-shirts myself. They're pretty cool. I love the skeleton one where it says "Me waiting for DoD to call me to fix it," and I like the Ronald Reagan one. And I also got the American flag with President Biden that says, it says "Made in America," and he says 2 words instead of 3. So It's fun. Let's see what else. So November 29th to the 31st, we have this 2-day online event, right, with Catalyst Campus, the Linux Foundation, and Defense Unicorn, and myself, with Nic. We're gonna have we're gonna be speaking. I'm gonna be speaking with Cal Fox to talk about the DoD DevSecOps reference design and continuous ATO. But the industry day, December 1st, is going to be on this gather, and so we're going to be able to meet and have an engagement there. And the Defense Unicorn team is going to customize a lot of the space, and it's going to be fun. So join us on December 1st. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of people, a lot of great people. So let's see what else we got. What else did I got in the comments? Yeah, so people were asking about Atlassian. What alternative to Atlassian do you have? It's interesting, right? That's why probably they still have some of the market, despite losing 73% of their stock this year alone. Product full of cyber issues, but yet people have to use it, right? So what you see here is, and I guess I have someone calling me on the app. It's always fun. I don't know how to stop it, but whatever. So let's see. What I was saying. Oh, Atlassian. So yeah, alternative to Atlassian. People say Azure DevOps, but when I talk to Microsoft people, it seems like they want to kill this Azure DevOps thing. I don't know if that's true or not, but maybe Ruben or Sibila can tell us if Azure DevOps is going to disappear or not. But it seems they're pushing now, the GitHub Actions and stuff. So I don't know what's going to happen to Azure DevOps. GitLab is an option, but it's not very solid in collaboration just yet. So that's not a great option. So that's probably the issue. There's not enough of an alternative to Atlassian. So let's see what we got here. Let's see. Yeah. Hi, you following me? That's fun. What else we got? Well, if you have questions, feel free to ask on the chat here. I have a few more here. What is this? Oh, so people were asking about VMware Tanzu Community Edition. So I guess VMware announced that Tanzu Community Edition is not going to be supported anymore. So it's not going to be open source. It's not going to be maintained. They have a closed source free version, but it's not open source and it's closed source. And so I never liked the Tanzu stack. It's bloated. It's opinionated. I would tell you not to use it. I would tell you to go see Rancher. I'm not on the board of Rancher or anything like that. So I'm not being paid to say that. But yeah. So. Another question I had: Did you find a good company to buy? So I had asked a few people if they know any kind of startup / early stage company, not too small, not too big, in the CNCF landscape, or at least software heavy, maybe even space, or but software heavy, between 100 million to 500 million of valuation, and we're looking to buy something like that. So if you know anything, we have talked to a few companies and we have some good discussions, but it's just not. We need more options, I guess. So if you know more companies, let us know. Let's see what else we got. What happened? So the question was, what happened with John Sherman, the DoD CIO? So we actually had a good conversation with John, and we managed to talk and agree that we wanted to really address the zero trust state in the DoD, and so we're going to meet on Friday with the team and kind of take a look at their early plan for zero trust in DoD and see how I can help them. Of course, at no cost. So yes, you can do panels. Absolutely. You can have three, 4 people, whatever. We can even create a separate room for a panel to, the bigger issue is if you have more than 100 people attending, then we need to do a StreamYard and share the screen on YouTube, because the Gather cannot do more than 100 people live. So in video share. So that makes sense. So if you have ideas, I'd love to do that. There is an event coming up that I'll let you know soon about, but we're not going to talk about this now. Let's see. What are the questions I have? TikTok. Do you see any progress with TikTok getting banned? Well, you may have seen the FCC commissioner, Brandon Call, agree with me to call for the ban of TikTok. I did an hour interview with the Epic Times on TikTok. It was pretty good. If you missed it, check it out. But yeah, I've not seen a lot of action from Congress looking at data security, data privacy law, or TikTok. That's too bad. Can you add coverage of the U.S. cyber games? We could if they have a streaming, if it's on YouTube, or as long as they have they're streaming somewhere, and it's accessible on one of those platforms that Gather supports, we can add a screen, we can do whatever we want. But we do need them to stream it, and it has to be streamed on a platform that Gather supports. So yeah, it's kind of fun. You want to follow people. I love this stuff. You just run and follow people. Whoever is faster. Are you faster than me? You're pretty fast. Look at this. So, yeah, get people who want to watch the event come. Yeah, so that's why any event that's related to IT and whatever, if you want to do it here, there's no cost. We support up to 500 people live on this. We can do probably up to 1,000, and let's do it. So, by the way, you can click on someone and ask them to follow you. So I don't know how this works. Where is this? Here. If I click and I say follow me, so now you should see a pop-up, and you can follow me now. Get your little and you just follow me, although you don't have the, so I go faster than you because you don't have the space suit. So all right, so I think we took all the questions for today. We wanted to show you this cool new thing we've been working on behind the scene for the last 2 months. It's it's a lot of work because it's we have to come up with cool ideas and stuff. But if companies, like I said, that want to have their content there's no cost. We share it, no problem. So we have ambassadors, right? So we have probably 15, 20 people that signed up. If you want to be one of those, what that means is you'll be able to kick people out if they don't behave or they start to do a bunch of nonsense. Okay, ban people, stuff like that. You can help us edit the map, add objects, and stuff like that. Create new rooms. And so if you want to do that, reach out to us on the email. I'll put it again so you have it here. Don't forget, next Tuesday, 1 p.m. we have Zach Butcher from T-Trade to talk about the future of Service Mesh. If you have questions, come ask them. Go watch that video if you want to learn about the Service Mesh. Again, we have this new Service Mesh video there, and have fun there on the platform. Feel free to stay on it and play with it. I'll be on it, myself throughout the day. It doesn't work on mobile, so don't try too much. I mean, you can try, but it crashes. It's just not good. on mobile. I'm gonna try on my tablet tonight to see how that works, but honestly, it's really designed for laptops. That's kind of the only negative thing I have to say about Gather right now. So the lack of support, so phones. Anyway, if you see issues, if you see bugs, if you see anything we can improve, if you have ideas, if you want to do an event, reach out to us and we'll do that. Hopefully you like it. Hopefully you find it fun, and we're gonna create this collaborative universe for. And I see Austin managed to go into space. And by the way, we're gonna be hiding stuff, and you're gonna get gifts if you find it. So keep doing that. We have not picked the gift yet, all the stuff, but I'm having a few ideas on how to hide it so you don't find it. It can't be too easy, right? So, all right. Any last minute questions? I don't think so. I don't see anything. So, with that, I'd like to thank you as always to come and join us. Stay on the platform if you want to play with it. Share it with your friends. Send them the link. Keep in mind you can have your private event. Keep in mind if you go in the rooms here in the meeting rooms, you can go in private here, and no one can see what you're saying, and you just go in the room, right? You need to go inside the room and stay in the room, and then have your friends come and in the room, and you can have your private discussions, right? So we can't hear anything. We can't see that, even me as an admin user. So here we go. Hopefully that was fun for everybody, and we'll see you next Tuesday. In the meantime, let's make sure our kids have a fighting chance at winning against China 20 years from now. Stay safe, everybody. We'll see you next Tuesday, 1 p.m. Eastern, with Zach Butcher, the head of product of T3. Stay safe, everybody. Bye-bye.